Sail ground, Matt Air 069er, with mic request taxi for takeoff departing straight out. Matt Air 069er, taxi to and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway Charlie, cross runway 4 Charlie, contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator with Mags, and today we have a little bit of a casual multiplayer flight. So I recommend anybody grab a coffee or a cup of tea before this one starts. We're going to be going for a little bit of a cruise down the Victorian southeast coast. So we're going to be starting off at YMES, that's a military-based East Sail, and we're going to be flying to YMPC Point Cook. That is a former military base. In fact, I'm very, very familiar with Point Cook. Been there several times, used to live there. That's going to be our endpoint, and we're going to be following the south coast, starting at 90 Mile Beach and heading all the way through to Phillip Island, crossing over the racetrack, and then crossing Port Phillip Bay, heading over to land at Point Cook. Now, my knowledge of this area of Australia is actually pretty thin on. I actually haven't been down to this end of Australia before, but Dead Meat has, so he's playing tour guide in this one, and we're bringing out the extra 330 LTs for this particular flight. This is only the second time that I've ever flown it, and this thing is a hell of a lot of fun. And if you're not travelling too far, I reckon it's probably one of the most enjoyable touring aircraft that you can actually zip around in. We'll have a bit of a play along the way, and we're going to be having just a bit of a casual chat as we're flying along, observing the world. So settle in, settle down, and I hope you enjoy.
Matt Air 069er, you were not cleared to take off.
Yeah, tower, don't give a shit.
Yeah, frequency change approved. I don't care.
Oh, this is so much more fun.
What's that? Where are ya?
I'm just tier 6 and low. Let's drop my mixture back a little. About 60 should probably do it. It'll be nice for this altitude, I imagine. Oh, there is 90 Mile Beach. So what's that down below us there? What's the town? You know this area better than I do.
I actually don't know that little town. I haven't really been along the coast at this particular point. Sort of,
Okay.
most of the coast area that I've been to is further up north, towards Lakes Entrance and Malakuta Inlet, which should be well known to people as the place that people were being rescued off the beach by the army
Yeah.
from.
I wonder if that place still exists after the bushfires and the rest. 'Cause that's smaller than the town that I live in, but it's a cute little town. That looks like it'd be really quiet.
My family went there for a holiday one time. We rented a cabin, stayed there for a few days. If you've caught up to me, I'll throttle it back up.
Leaning on the rudder so much, you with my feet.
Yeah, it was a nice place to stay, very relaxing. There's nothing there, it's just us going out to the beach and then standing in the inlet catching shrimp as the tide was coming in and out.
I do need to do more of this. Just find a place, get the family, and go away for a bit. Yep, we sort of need it, I think. Especially after this year. I mean, this year's a wash, but
Yeah.
it's funny, it's the other thing this is really good for. Sightseeing around to find out where you want to go. Flight Simulator 2020, also good for tourism. Right, hopefully we just match speed. Off your left, yeah.
Yep. Beach.
Yeah, I'm kind of drifting around behind you a little bit here, just so I can get a decent look down the beach. Flying formation is cool and all, but I can't see over my own nose in this thing, so...
Press spacebar.
Yeah, no, I already have. I still can't see over the nose, so... Whoa. Gotta be easy on the rudder in this. Actually...
It's like...
Yeah, perfectly stable and calm, isn't it? Actually, that works. There, now I can see the beach. No, hang on, wait. There it is. Yeah, now I can see the beach perfectly fine.
You're inverted, aren't you?
Yes, of course I'm inverted.
Yes, you are.
That was interesting. I actually got a bit of control reversal then. I was rolling right and I got a little bit of left.
Oh shit. Oh, Fruit Loop. Everything's fine, nothing's wrong, so it's all good.
Come on, we fly fighters. We should have no problems dealing with these.
Hey, this handles like no fighter I've flown.
Yeah, could you imagine bringing this thing into like IL-2, striking a couple of 50 cals on the wing? You would destroy everything.
I don't know, I reckon the 50 cals would probably weigh it down.
Yeah, maybe so, but still. Like, Spitfires aren't this twitchy. I like this. I do like this thing.
Kind of glad we didn't take the pits, because the view wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, the view in this is part of the reason why I suggested it. The pits was more of a joke. I like the pits. I flew the pits. I've put the pits through the Golden Gate Bridge so many times now. It's just, it flies buddy San Francisco like an obstacle course. It's great. But visibility is a little lacking in the front.
Well, San Francisco is an obstacle course.
Yeah, this is true. I'm just making it official. Seriously, that's the one thing that I think people are missing when talking about Microsoft. Oh, you just fly from A to B. You fly from A to B. Nah, bugger off.
God no.
Like I'm looking at this sim and I am seeing air races. I am seeing around the world endurance competitions. I am seeing everything you can't do in real life that the FAA won't let you do. I'm thinking about, 1930s style air racing down the... Oh, bit of overturn. Well, you got the inverted bit going there. Hang on.
Oh, you're copying me.
No. Hi.
Wait a minute. Are you? No, yeah, there you go. Trying to improve the...
Oh, there was a stall warning.
there.
Yes, I did give you the bird as we went past. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, not just exploratory flights, which are just fantastic, just messing around doing this. I don't think people will get it until they actually get a shot at doing it, exactly how relaxing this is. But, air races, I'm thinking, and jokey air races too. Like, I've got to still fly up there yet because I haven't done it, but I've got to go up to the Muck Loop and have a look around and see exactly how much space is really there. Because I was thinking a while back, circuit racing with 747s. Let's not mess around here. 747 circuit racing around the Muck Loop. I'm waiting for the Warbirds. I'm looking at some of the planes that have been announced that are coming in, and I can see a couple of Warbirds already in there, and I'm like, they're not quite what I'm looking for, but they're getting close. The second a P-51 or a P-38 with drop tanks model is what I want. Or the P-51 with drop tanks, which we discussed, to do this around the world trip. That would be ideal, because that would have the range, and then you know, something you can sort of mess around in with a little bit on the way with a bit of visibility. But I'd prefer the P38 if I can get it because, you know, it's my lightning.
Yeah. See, I'd prefer the P51 over the P38 for that kind of thing.
Probably a little bit better visibility overall.
Yeah. That is the only reason.
Yeah, but the
Just 'cause of
38,
visibility.
while seeing as the 38 has the big transit tanks,
Yeah.
there's the combat externals, which I think are 1,500 pounds, and then it's got a transit tank.
150 gallons each.
Yeah,
for the
150.
combat one.
Yeah, and then I think the transit tanks are like 300 or 400 gallons. It can't carry ordnance or ammunition why it's got them, but they're ridiculous.
300.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 of those, plus your internal fuel load.
They actually converted some of those into the person pods. Very, very, very rare. Apparently.
Yeah, well, if they model those in, that would give it huge amounts of range, and it makes certain parts of the flight organised. As I said, I've done the flight plan mapping for most of the around the world trip, working on about a 700 kilometre range, and the issue I run into is the Atlantic. Everything else, there's somewhere to go and somewhere to jump. The Pacific, I've got multiple options around depending on where I want to go. But the Atlantic
where are you?
I'm just to your
Oh,
rear.
sorry.
I can see you. I'm about
Oh, yeah,
150
okay.
metres behind you.
Yeah,
And I'll-
your name tag's hidden by the
Yeah,
back
no,
of my plane.
yeah, it's alright. I'll catch up. I'm watching you.
Always watching.
I'm flying the 2 position. What's the song? From Dusk and Ghosts? Yeah. Looking right,
I
looking
don't know.
right. I'm always looking right. When I'm flying fucking fingertip, I'm always looking right.
Yeah, that's a copyright claim right there.
Yep, pretty much. That's alright. I'll edit
Please
it
leave
out.
that in the video.
Maybe I'll.
Leave that in the video, but bleep out you singing.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is
just
true.
leave that's a copyright. So
Well, the avionics aren't turning off again this time, so I must have hit something by accident. I think maybe.
that island just ahead of us, small one.
Yep.
I believe that's Sunday Island, or potentially Murrumunga Marine and Coastal Park, Sand Island.
The big one or the U-shaped one?
So the U-shaped one is the Sand Island.
Oh, yep.
There's one that's just before it, which is Sunday Island. Go away, sunlight. So it's just the wrong angle and made my cockpit turn orange. And then that what looks like a big island off to the left is actually Wilson's Promontory.
Oh, there we go.
Well, behind you is Port Darwin,
Ah, yep.
and then off to my left here is Sunday Island.
I really need to come down to this part of Victoria. I've simply never travelled down here before, and I do love this kind of a thing. Just the boating between the islands. Just get a small little bloody tinny or a fiberglass fishing boat, hire it out for the day, and just go for a wander. What is essentially the bottom of the world, or pretty close to it. Power on. Rotate over. Roll through. If I had guns, I'd be diving in for a kill shot right now.
Go past Daddy.
And boom, you're dead. Actually, you know what would be fun? Just thinking about it, you know what would be fun? Is if somebody modelled in the, like the laser tag systems.
Yeah, there's probably lots of people getting all the ideas from this.
Yeah, just think about it, like just a mod that could be applied to any aircraft that gave you just a forward-facing laser to tag the other player. And since the multiplayer like this is set up, you could just, you know, imagine 4 or 5 pits in a team. Little score counter, cause all the lights on the aircraft to flash a couple of times or go on solid whenever you get a confirmed kill. Play laser tag with, you know, with pit specials or with 300s or with really anything. Citations. Jet airliner dueling.
Okay, so passing Welsh Airport. Or Welsh Airport. No, they had the airport there, but cool. All these little towns with ports and whatnot that I never knew were there.
The little fishing villages. Yeah, the question is, or the real shaming part is, I think there's actually a few of these that aren't there anymore, or they are, but there's barely anybody in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the bushfires at the start of the year. I know there's a couple of towns that that still haven't recovered. Yeah, people left and just they didn't come back. Which sucks.
It is what it is.
And unfortunately, in reality, there's parts out here that aren't quite as green as they appear to be. Though apparently it is getting better. The rain this year is helping.
Yeah. A wager at the moment is probably quite green.
Well, lots of low-level stuff and lots of grass, but the trees are still black. And apparently I just left the group. That's alright. The group is optional. Whoa! And...
What?
Whoa, there you are. You just lagged.
I exited out to the menu so you can
Okay.
create the group if you want, or...
Oh, no, you don't need to do that. The group is nice. It makes things a bit easier to get together, but it's optional, because we can see one another in real time anyway. Which is the beauty of this. It's why anybody can jump in at any time once this thing is released and they see us flying around. If they happen to know who to look for and spot us, they can just jump into the local airport and come and fly alongside. And that's going to happen a lot. That's actually that's the thing that content creators in general, or anybody that's got a bit of a name about them that is known, is going to have to get used to in this. If somebody happens to come across your little green dot flying around and recognizes it, people can just come up and run an intercept of you. You know, once, you know, so the F4 is being developed for this, as we saw.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's trying to do, so like Air Force Proud, or somebody's trying to do an international flight in a 747. Somebody's going to find him in a dot, and somebody's going to intercept him in an F4. Like, you know that's going to happen.
Yep, and you know what? He's going to be able to say, "Welcome to Steam Edition," and still be accurate.
But they've never been. Hey, player in the distance, Seb9537. That's just popped in, so they're at maximum range. That's about 200 miles, potentially 200 kilometers away.
Yep, and C208, so that's the... What's that, the Grand Caravan in it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the one. And 33 feet, so he's just spawned in on, he's on the runway somewhere. Not sure what's in that direction. Probably spawning into Melbourne, actually.
No, it's probably Moorabbin. Is it Moorabbin?
Moorabbin? Yeah, it could be.
It's YMPC. Okay, so we're coming in over Anderson's Inlet. There's Point Smythe Coastal Reserve on our Admiral's Bay on our left.
Yep.
And coming up on our right is Inverloch.
Okay. So Inverloch is the town over here. Cool.
Yes. Hold my beer.
Dude, I'm flying inverted. I shouldn't be holding anyone's beer.
Fine, I'll hold yours.
Gonna go buzz the town?
You're damn right I am.
Alright, fair enough.
Just along the beach.
I'm game. Too much time at altitude anyway. I'm starting to get, you know, altitude sickness. I need to get down here near the ground. Oh, hang on. I think I'm pushing max speed a little bit here, so I'll probably back it off. Yeah, that was approaching 230 in a dive. That's probably more than this thing's good for.
Well, there's a little red mark at 220 on the speed dial.
Yeah, no, it's alright. We've got it under control now. Power. Power.
It's quite funny. You're looking from the sky. You think, oh, that's pretty flat. And whatnot. And then you get down low. And you're like, oh no.
Yeah, no, it's all hills. Little hills, but still hills. God, I wish I could do this in a Hornet. Or a Tomcat. Make it my mission to blow out every single window in every single town on the Australian coast. The coastal effects here with the, let me get a little bit of altitude so I don't tank this, but coastal effects with the water back there aren't terrible either.
No, pretty good.
Although they don't appear to be moving that much now I'm looking at them. I think they're stagnant.
I'm pretty sure they're static.
Yeah.
So, back to me.
Actually, if that's actually really impressive. That might actually be part of the satellite photography on the coast. Which means the resolution of the sat shots is high enough that it actually captured the foam, the bubbles in the foam on the waves for this particular section.
Okay, so we're just coming up on Cape Patterson.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I should probably get back to the flight. Sorry, just flying inverted over a town studying the water, that's all.
How far behind me are you?
Oh, not that far. I'm just doing a big climb out. I'm below and behind you, but not by much. So yeah, full power, full revs. Power!
We'll catch up pretty quick.
Yeah, it won't take me long on this. There you are.
New Zealand was flying around there the other night with the other bush pilot enthusiasts.
Yep.
Flying out of somewhere near Wellington, maybe? I don't know. Nice little runway situated in the lowlands between like a whole heap of mountains. So it was climbing up and going and landing on top of mountains. And then we had someone join us in a Skyhawk, and we managed to coax him to come and land on a flatter part between two of the hills.
Well, the Cessna would do it. I mean, it doesn't have the big wheels or the tall landing gear, but if the pilot was careful enough, its stall speed's low enough, you can nearly get it into every spot that a good bush plane will get into. Nearly. Not quite all. It's fairly flexible. It's why that bloody thing's so popular. Like Cessna's never going to go away. We'll have personal spaceships flying between here and the moon and a colony on the moon, and people will still fly friggin' Cessnas. They'll be still everywhere, and it'll be exactly the same shape it is now. It'll just have new avionics bolted in the front of it for navigation. It'll have the same engine. Maybe it'll have an electric. Yeah, but it'll be the same size, same power output, and it'll still be doing its thing.
I believe this is King Tundra. They're going past at the moment. I could be wrong. Might be just some sort of industrial.
We've got a bit of a wind farm down here off the side. A bit of a town inland.
The town inland's Warthog.
It's Warthog.
Oh, it's going to be funny watching the comments of people about looking at the town names. San Remo on this side of the bridge. New Haven. New Haven just across the bridge. And then Cape Willamai. Just where it has the big clump of houses there.
This looks like it'd be a really nice place as well.
Ireland Grand Prix circuit is. Oh yeah, that's it.
I've also decided the Special is one of the best touring aircraft I've ever flown.
Is that because when you want to fly like a spanner, you can fly like a spanner?
Exactly. This is great. Couldn't take the missus up in one of these. She'd she'd throw up all over the cockpit, but she gets dizzy in an office chair if you spin it hard enough. And me on the other hand, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Just sitting there rolling around and...
Yeah, this thing rotates on its axis really nicely. Dirt sky, dirt sky, dirt sky.
As long as you don't start thinking that the sky's made of dirt.
Yes, yeah, if you get that kind of confused, not good.
Oh, I can see the race course.
Yeah, I can see a track over there as well. Have to pull up a track map here as we go over it just to make sure it's accurate. I do like the fact that when you fly inverted, the tags stay correct to the aircraft, so your tag is upside down at the moment. I have a sneaking suspicion. That looks fairly accurate, I think. Well, it should be. It's based straight off the satellite photography, so
yeah.
And it's pretty good quality too. I wonder if the algorithm sees that track as roads and puts lighting all around it at night.
Not sure. We'll check one day.
Yeah, I'll have a look at some point. Coming around.
So
I noticed the algorithm gets the trees right around here too. It's not clumping them all over the place. It's actually generating... I just noticed this then actually. It's generating tree lines that are actually following fences, which is exactly what you would actually see. It's the big issue with the area that I live in being rural with the trees. The algorithm obviously hasn't got access to good enough satellite photography to be able to tell where the tree lines are, so it just places trees. Where in reality there are trees and there's orchards, but they're all in perfect rows, and the trees that aren't on the orchards follow the roads and the fence lines, because farmers put trees down the fence lines for the cattle to create shade and also to create windbreaks across the paddocks. So there's actually a lot of trees, but they're all in perfectly square grids when viewed from above. The satellite footage of this island is high enough the algorithm can actually see that, and it's generating that as it would appear to be. So the issue... Yeah, I can see it.
Right there is cows, but just on the edge of the island there.
There is cows on the edge of the island?
Not cows, it's a place called Cows.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking more about the tree lines and the algorithm. Then my head went into once it been sort of being blown away. Is that what that shows? Because I haven't actually seen that before. What that shows is that the problem with a lot of the terrain in regards to tree placement isn't actually a problem with the algorithm. It's a problem with the quality of the satellite photography that's available. Simply, Australia hasn't been photographed in a high enough detail. Because the algorithm can clearly do a good job.
Off to our right there, just on the shoreline, is Summers. And I wonder if that's where they based Summer Bay.
Probably. I wouldn't be able to know. Looking, I couldn't stand the show, detested it, and Neighbours.
Oh yeah. So below us is Mornington.
Yep.
So we actually need to adjust, bring our bearings slightly to the left.
Yeah, that does look like some kind of treatment plant there.
That's a racetrack below us and some fun. Now, is that a horse racing track or is that? Yeah, it looks like horse racing. So we don't want to go too much further up this coast, up this side, because you know, a little bit further up, the next sort of populous place up, just a little bit further, is Frankston, and I'd like to actually, you know, be able to land on wheels, not on bricks. Me down. Thankfully there's plenty of runway.
Well, they managed to land a C-17 on that and get it to stop by the end, so...
Yep.
Although I'm noticing that there's no cliffs around here, and there are actually cliffs at Point Cook, so... Oops. Don't you get all twitchy on me now. Up, down we go.
Yeah, if we got a reasonable crosswind.
Yeah, I know, I think I'm too far. Oh, there's my stall. Well, it could have been worse. It was a little rocky, but that could have been a lot worse. Pumping, pumping. Alright.
As as we're taxiing past, I'm looking at the buildings and going, yep, that was in that hangar, that was in that hangar.
I did that the first time I landed here as well. They're missing a couple of things, but the main hangars are all in place. And they're all approximately the right size. The thing is, they've got to paint them all of them have to be repainted army green. Because they're all army green. And there should be the cream and blue pilots ready room, rest room. Well, technically it's a mechanics room, but the pilots use it now.
It's me, engine off.
Yep. Taxiing it up now. There we have it. Alright, so for this thing, avionics can go off, 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 off. There we go.